since our last podcast. Actually, I looked at the dates in 6 days.
6 days.
So we're ahead of schedule. But we're still gonna give updates on our challenges. Last week we did our challenges. And my challenge was run 5 times, which I've accomplished.
Good job.
Yours was...
Mine was to read every day. I switched it to writing because writing does way more than me.
No, you just forgot.
Way more than me. Writing does way more for me. And I also forgot. But I did accomplish that goal.
Yeah, and honestly, to be completely honest, it hasn't really changed me that much.
Running?
Yeah, it's because I was already
you always run a lot.
Yeah, and also I didn't go on any long runs like the 4 or 5 mile ones that I did. So
Yeah.
Also I was super busy this week with work, so I kind of half-assed this one a little bit by just going on a run, just like even if it's 1 mile, 2 miles. But I got on the run, and then on top of that,
We should probably plan a long run once a week if we could.
yeah,
That'd be cool.
Yeah, like in that
park.
But I think probably this week probably helped you a little bit more with writing every day. Because I don't know, how was writing every day for you?
Writing every day was great. I got a new book. I got a new notebook. And I forgot, I haven't written every day consistently in so long, and I forgot what it does to you, putting your thoughts on paper. It just calms your mind, putting your thoughts on paper. And it also clarifies things, makes things easier to digest. And I just like it. I write, what is it called? I forgot what they're called. But I write little...
Affirmations?
Yeah, affirmations. I write affirmations also if I don't know what to write. Or I'll look up online great topics for mindset or great topics for journal entries. If I don't have anything to write down, because sometimes I do want to write and I don't know what to write about because my mind's not going. Mm-hmm. So journal prompts and stuff like that are really, really great. But it was great. I honestly enjoy my morning routine right now, and I have you to thank for that because Weston's been helping me get up early. I used to wake up early so well, and then I stopped, and now I'm back up. We're back on. It's gonna take me a sec to get used to it. It always does if I get out of it, but in the morning, my morning routine is key for having the best day ever. Mm-hmm. First of all, number 1, move my body somewhat, somehow. Running, stretching. Even if it's a noon run, I like to run, stretch, walk, something. Excuse me. Get some sunlight. Read or write. Usually it's write. And meditate. Followed by a cold shower. So, move my body, meditate, cold shower. Those 3 things are key to waking my mind and body up and being ready for the freaking day.
Yeah, I'm
addicted to it.
You're not a morning person. It seems like
I'm not a morning person right now. I used to be. I used to wake when I was in high school and a year after high school. I used to wake up at 4:35 every day to work out religiously, and I would wake up at 4:35, make breakfast, go straight to the gym, shower, go straight to work, and that routine for 2-3 years, I got used to it. It was easy. I love mornings, but then when you get out of it, it's so hard to put your body back in the groove of waking up. It takes time. So that's why I'm I appreciate it, and I know I should get up. And now my mind, when I wake up, those little small doubts, I'm oh, I'll sleep in, kind of push to a side because I know I want to get up. But I'd be lying if I said I could get up easily because I haven't been. Your body's just not used to it.
Yeah, and I feel I was kind of in the same, but I used to wake up early pretty easily, but now it's a little harder for me. I either have to wake up super early or stay up super late. I either have to go to bed at 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. and then wake up at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Or I have to stay up till 3, 4 a.m. and then wake up at 8 a.m., 9 a.m.
Yeah,
I'm either or. But
we've been dating for what, like almost 2 years. Next month is 2 years.
Yeah.
And I remember the first thing that you said is like, I have a weird work schedule. This work schedule has been since I've met you. It's a part of you.
Yeah. Yeah, and then, well, also the other thing I wanted to bring up is I wonder how everyone, if guy, maybe it's just a guy thing, like how girls sleep. You're like a mean sleeper, like how you wake up in the mornings. If I try waking you up, you're
Give me an example.
You know exactly.
Give me an example. I want to know.
Let's say I wake up at 3 a.m. and then the goal was to wake up early, so 4 a.m. I try waking you up, and then you go, who the F said I was waking up at 4 a.m.? And then you, like, wake me. Or the other night, I accidentally woke you up in the middle of your sleep. And you turn over, and out of her sleep, she says, I don't even know 2 nice things you've done to me. And then just falls back to sleep. Like, I was like, what was that all about? Like, I was like, I think I might have, like, oh, yeah. And then, also, our power went out earlier in the week.
Yeah.
And we were sleeping, and I guess when the power went out, all the lights were off. Or all the lights were on. So then, when the power came back on at 2 a.m., all the lights bursted on at the same time and woke me up out of my sleep. I was like... And then I was like, oh, Lexi, the power is on. And he's like, next time the power turns on, don't wake me up. I was like, whoa. Or like, never again wake me up when the power turns on. I'm like, the power doesn't go out that often. Like, this is very niche situation.
I can't.
And she has been very ruthless on waking up in the middle of the night or very early in the morning. And then we... Especially in the early morning ones, you start like noticing it a little bit. Like, oh yeah, I should wake up. Like, I gotta be nice again. But you're definitely not a morning person. And then in the one time, I was messing with her in her sleep, and I touched her lip, and she woke up, like ready to fight someone. And I was like, whoa, she's a mean sleeper.
I can't be the only one that has no idea what the heck is going on when I am that tired to wake up, like, in my sleep. If I wake up in the middle of the night and you have a conversation with me, I am not remembering it.
Clearly.
Easy. I never remember. I'm not. My brain is shut down. My body is, like, no.
Yeah, you have like an alter ego when you're sleeping. I guess if anyone has another alter ego when they're sleeping, I can't
be the only one.
Comment below your stories with your significant other there sleeping, because she doesn't remember everything, but she has a very strong opinion in the mornings if you wake her up, or in the middle of the night if you wake her up.
When I was young, I used to do that to my mom. She'd be like, "You don't remember?" Like I remember vividly one time. She's like, "You don't remember when I told you to clean this and take the meat out to defrost in the morning?" And I'm like, "No." She's like, "We sat there and had a 5-minute conversation." I'm like, "If I'm sleeping or sleepy, just forget it."
Mine was the funniest one was the power opening. She's like, because it was so niche. It was like, "Never wake me up again when the power comes on," and just fell right back to sleep. I was like, okay. I wasn't planning on it. I hope the power doesn't go off again.
Yeah. Gotta get a better generator.
Yeah, so by the end of the podcast, I'll think of my next challenge. I guess we could just go right into it. We are going to be doing a 3-month challenge coming up. We haven't worked out all the details, but it's inspired off of the 75-day challenge that everyone's seeing.
And, like, it's basically inspired by, if you are in a place in your life with or without a partner, and you are in a place where you want change or want to challenge yourself, or you feel lazy or feel like you're lacking something, or like off your wagon wheels, challenge yourself to something. Like, even when I worked out today and I ran around the mountain after I worked out, I was like, I just feel like challenging my mind because I know I'll feel better afterwards because I know I can accomplish it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Set goals, set challenges, because you always, like, it's a good way to go back on track.
But hear me out. I've also want this to be challenging, but I also want it to be. So an idea I had in my head would be 3 months for life, or 3 months to life, where it means we can make this challenge in a way where it's built to build lasting habits.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of these challenges, like the 75-day challenge, the people who do those challenges, they're not going to keep doing those things after the 75 days up. And I feel like that's complete the challenge, but if you go back to your old ways or don't instill anything into it. So I feel like we're still going to work out the kinks. So maybe the next podcast we'll have everything laid out. We'll do one in 4 days. We got to start on the 22nd because part of it is no drinking, and my birthday is on the 22nd of November, so it would be 3 months exactly if we start on the 22nd. So maybe we have to do a podcast when we started. So
and this is also like, it also came from a place where at least for me, that I've been I've wanted to change different things about my lifestyle, my eating habits, the way I live, what I consume, and I have just been battling my mind and been losing. So this is the way to win when I know it's an actual challenge.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to let myself down. It builds confidence, and I feel like the only way to instill habits is to do them 3 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
I've always told people, even when I'm training, I'm like 3 to 6 weeks, you'll see the tiniest results, and that's where they'll come from. You know what I mean? That's where you should get the inspiration. Week 1, nothing. Week 2, nothing. Week 3, you won't even freaking realize it, but I promise you something's happening. You know what I mean? So I'm excited it's a way to just shift your lifestyle if you want to. You know what I mean? I'm excited. I'm so excited because it's just an excuse to live the life that I've been wanting to live and have been making excuse to live that way. When I don't really have to make excuses, I just have to do it.
Yeah, exactly. And kind of piggybacking off what you said, like confidence. I feel like when you make yourself do a challenge, but a challenge that's also obtainable, like nothing's too crazy, and you accomplish it, it makes you feel that like sense of like rewarding. And I feel like having those small wins slowly build up over time. So for instance, like we're being more consistent on posting and doing podcasts, and now you're learning how to do the clips, and then over the past week you've built confidence and built momentum of making clips every day, and it's kind of snowballing slowly. And so if we keep this traction going, imagine what we're doing this
so
week,
fun.
over a month, 2 months, 3 months, and that's what you have to kind of celebrate, the small wins too.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what we've been doing really well these past couple weeks to a month. But kind of going.
So yeah, we will update you guys or the pod on the challenge.
Yeah,
probably not right away, but you know.
But moving on to what I was going to say was just what you wanted to talk about is the confidence side of stuff. Is like how a challenge of any I mean, not even a 70-day challenge or a 3-month challenge.
Somebody just screamed outside of our house. They're having a party. It's the same group of family that I heard
down there. That I was like, it sounded like a wolf for a second.
Yeah, I know.
Or an elk is like. But going on what you were saying about, that's probably why I was hearing Odin barking. But let's keep moving on.
Yeah.
You guys don't hear that.
Confidence.
Yeah.
Were you born confident? Did it come? Do you lack confidence? Tell me. I don't think I ever asked you that.
I feel like it depends on what area of my life. I'm confident about certain areas.
That's a good one.
Like I'm confident with my abilities of creating, videos and creating graphics, and I'm confident in my creativity. Some things I'm not confident about is maybe like doing public speeches. Sometimes I'm not confident in my ability to maintain like a healthy diet or something like that because it's like, oh, well, I'm working. Like, I don't feel like cooking. Like, oh, I'm just going to go to the store and get something, like stuff like that. And so it depends on what area of my life I'm confident in. I'm confident in some areas and not confident. But overall, I would say I'm not. That's a hard question. If I could say,
It's so hard.
Like, am I confident or not? It's like, what am I confident about in my life?
So I thought this question was so interesting because I was serving a table. I work at a restaurant. But I was serving a table, and this lady said, "You seem really confident in what you're doing and how you carry yourself." And I was like, "Oh, thank you," But then it lasted with me for an hour and I wrote it down because I was like, that's crazy. That's the first time somebody's like, "Oh, you look really confident in what you're doing," or whatever. And you know what? I feel like overall confidence in how you carry yourself is learned. I think I know for sure that confidence.
We're not learning.
And the word confidence for me didn't come up until like high school.
But I don't think confidence learned. I think it's instilled. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think you learn it. I feel like I guess you kind of do, but I feel like it's more of like you putting in the work. Like, I feel like confidence is built off of preparation. So like practice. Like, I'm confident in what I'm doing because I'm good at it. And how do you get good at something? By putting in the work to get good at it.
100%. I never thought about how confident I am until I realized that it was a thing. Like, there's a lot of things that I haven't come to terms with when I was younger until they got brought up, until like I was 19, 20 years old. So when I lacked confidence and when I wasn't confident whatsoever is once I allowed all of the outside noises and conversations and opinions dawn on me. You know what I mean? And so then I was like, I'm not confident. What the hell am I supposed to be confident about? 100% I built the confidence I have with working out. 100%. Because you can go around life and how you want to eat healthy. The only person you're affecting negatively is yourself. Mm-hmm. So if you're weak and you don't want to hear it, but not saying other people, just me, myself, you're weak in my mind. That's what I say. If you can't stick to this diet for 6 months, if you can't stick to this diet for 3 months, if you can't get up and go run a mile, you're just weak.
Yeah.
Right? And I think why I fell in love with lifting and working out and running and sprinting and all of the above is because the confidence it brings after you accomplish a workout that's hard as hell, or you run up a mountain that's you think you can't get up, right? Or you run 10 miles when that seems unachievable. That builds confidence in your brain. Going that last rep, putting in an extra rep when you think you're out of gas is like, that builds confidence for you. And I feel like that's what built confidence for me. And also just realizing that like you are just a singular human being and there's literally no one like you. Right? So I've met people that I was lucky enough to start personal training when I was young, to have met people that were younger than me that I had to train, that I was able to be like a mentor towards. Mm-hmm. And the same thing, I've met people that were sad or, didn't like school, that were insecure, all this stuff. And I was like, you just got to work on your confidence. And I'm glad you're here working out, because once you see that you can do things like this that are hard, that are difficult, that not everybody wants to do, you can do everything.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think by me starting to work out more often, because I was going through a period where I didn't really work out much at all. But like, I definitely see me working out, building more confidence in just other areas of my life. And like, for instance, like today, when I worked out, I ran today, and then I did some like weight stuff by holding the kettlebells, walking up. But I felt like then after that, then after like I just felt more confident in like going to work, working, it gave me energy. But yeah, confidence is a weird thing because I'm definitely confident in some areas. Like I had like some job interviews that I was like testing out, and then going into the interview, someone I like would be working on something and they're like, oh crap, the interview is in 15 minutes. I totally forgot about it. And then I just kind of skimmed the company's website, and then I was not confident in the interview, and I could tell by like my responses. And that kind of goes back to my first point. Like you build confidence off of preparation, and so like whether
that's true.
You're like whether it's like like I said, interviews or just confidence in your appearance, like your appearance is only going to get better if you put in the work of working out, and then the working out's going to build the confidence, and that might shine into your daily job because now you're, like I said, after I felt worked out today, I felt better. I felt more energized to do my work, so I was more confident in my work.
Yeah.
So I feel like then it's also like kind of going back to the challenge is one thing I wanted to add is maybe we do something where. And then that way it could help other people is like figure out one thing you want to change about yourself and then work on also add that to the challenge. Like that one thing could be different to you. And
that's what I was thinking.
Like where it could be like, hey, I want to instill, I guess we already have the instilling of writing part of the challenge.
Yeah, but I understand.
But like that's like something that I wanted to like be more in the writing and stuff like that. So we'll have more updates on the challenge. We'll do a podcast the day it starts. How about? So,
yeah,
that's in 4 days. So we'll do a podcast 4 days, and then maybe we start doing a podcast twice a week instead of once. So
I think it's great. I feel like some people. I was writing about this the other day, and I was like, "There's no obstacle or turmoil or anything heavy, difficult in my life that I regret." Because I was brought to what I have now, I'm able to experience happiness in life in a different perspective than what I would have been if, I didn't go through so many hardships. So I feel like hardships in life or even hardships like working out, you have to challenge your brain or challenge your mind to, know that you can do something and get over that obstacle. And bang, bang, bang.
Okay. Want to go to the questions?
Yeah, hit me.
Or we can go into actually headlines. I could only find really one headline that really piqued my interest in talking about is the Hawaii fires. Which those are crazy because I've been seeing a lot of videos of people in the water. I guess like their houses are burning and then the only way they can escape is the water.
Yeah, that's so terrible. And I saw that there was one church right next to stuff that was burning down that didn't burn down. Did you see that?
No.
There was literally a church. You're the church, and this cabinet is like probably 5 feet away. The whole thing was burned down, but the church was still standing. I think that has something to say.
Now, have you heard anything about the conspiracy theories of Oprah Winfrey involved with the fires?
No.
Okay.
Is that what you were talking about?
Yeah. So, hold on, at least online conspiracy theory. Okay, so an online conspiracy theory is blaming Oprah Winfrey for devastating wildfires in Maui, where the TV host owns a property. Wildfires began sweeping through Hawaii. The number of fatalities stand at 111 people died so far, 1,000 people still missing. But I guess the theory is the incident led to a swift backlash in online. The former talk show host currently owns 2,000 acres of land in Maui, including 897 acres of agricultural land purchased earlier this year for $6 million. For one, I did not know 897 acres in Hawaii would be only worth $6 million.
That's crazy.
That sounds like I thought that it would be expensive to buy land in Hawaii.
That's crazy.
$6.6 million for almost 1,000 acres of land.
Where
Oprah
did
has
she
been
buy
buying
that?
up land in Maui like crazy. In the last few years, she has gone from 100 acres of land in Maui to over 1,000. She bought a 520-acre plot for $3.8 million, 330-acre plot for $2.47, two 10-acre swaths of land for $100,000. 10 acres?
What is going on? I did not know that. Is this true?
Yeah, I know she owns. I'm trying to get to the conspiracy theory part.
That's absurd.
Okay, so some users on X are pushing a conspiracy theory that Oprah is somehow responsible for the Maui, Hawaii wildfires because her real estate didn't burn down. So she owns 1,000 acres in there and none of her real estate. So I guess the conspiracy would be she's part to buy up more land. I don't believe that at all, but I think this shines a light on why the heck is she buying up so much land in Hawaii, which I thought would, honestly, 1,000 acres.
That's crazy.
1,000
She has
acres?
something.
Wait, what? What? Talking
You only buy 1,000 acres of land
in the past year.
if you have a plan. Something's coming. Either she's leaving generational wealth.
Well, yeah,
Which,
of course that.
Yeah, I know, of course that.
One of
But
the richest
1,000
women.
acres of land in Hawaii, what is that about?
I don't
What
know.
are you plotting? Hotels?
That's what I'm thinking.
Hotels,
Like Oprah,
apartments. You're trying to make it more modern so more tourists come in. Something. In a couple years, we'll realize that why Oprah bought 1,000 acres of land. But that is not going to go away lightly. I'm not going to be like, 1,000 acres? That's crazy.
It is crazy, and
It's smart.
it makes me feel stupid. I did not know land was that cheap in Hawaii.
Oh, I just Googled it.
What?
Got some listings.
And were they still
See
cheap?
what's up. Yeah, what the heck?
But I don't know. I think that it's something. I don't think
3
she's involved.
acres, 39,000.
If it's true, it is a weird coincidence that none of her acres have been burned. And if she starts purchasing burned land, that's when I'll be like, okay, something is weird here.
Yeah, if she
So-
doesn't touch the burn, like
Now it could, if it is something where maybe it's not her, but it's someone on her team because she's so rich. She's not. There's so many businesses, and I don't know, 1,000 acres. You have to sign off on 1,000 acres.
I hope so.
Granted, $6.6 million is nothing to her. She's a billionaire.
That's so crazy.
And if she's a smart businesswoman, maybe she saw that and was like, "That's only I can get 1,000 acres in Hawaii for $6.6 million."
I would eat that up.
I would have been like, "Okay, check here."
But I would always have a plan, so she's definitely probably planning something. My hands are so
resorts, Oprah resorts, maybe some. It's some of it's agricultural land, so maybe she's trying if she has to rezone it, or she might be saying, "Hey, I noticed a lot of stuff super expensive in Hawaii because they have to get it shipped in. Maybe she'll start a farming industry there
that's true.
where it's cheaper." I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. I don't like falling into these conspiracies of these like super elitists or like out to get the world.
I never follow them.
Because I feel like if a lot of these rich people, we forget about where they came from. Like it's not like she, was like a plant or something. Like she had a hard upbringing. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Comment below what your thoughts are. It is a weird
That's
coincidence.
such a stupid.
Lexi's on the side that she's up to something. I'm
Good or bad?
Good or bad?
She's definitely up to something.
she's definitely up to something, but I don't know if she's the start of she's started.
Yeah,
the
I mean the fire's kind of freaking crazy. You think she'll burn everything she's? That's the worst pun ever. But burn everything she's worked hard for down. you know?
Okay. Now we're gonna go into the ChatGPT questions. Question 1. Would you rather have every cat or dog you met instantly fall in love with you, but the other species despises you for life. This beer is getting to me. I'm obviously going to say a dog.
Will you repeat the question?
Would you rather have every cat or dog you ever meet instantly fall in love with you, but the other species will always hate you? Which I feel like that's already the case with cats.
You might have written that question down. Cats
I'd pick a dog.
Cats are out.
Yeah, I mean, cats are. If you.
I still don't know what they think about me to this day.
No, I feel like that's if you pick a dog, it's already life. Nothing's gonna change. I would say over 90% of dogs are gonna instantly love you. Cats, they don't give a shit about you half the time.
Yeah, cats don't care.
If you could use one emoji for the rest of your life, which one would it be, and how would you use it in most awkward situations?
Next question.
Okay. No, that's not a good one. If you would you,
Did you not look at these?
Nope. Okay. Would you rather only be able to whisper or only be able to shout every time you spoke?
Whisper.
Damn. Yeah, but then you'd be weird. Like
I'm whispering. Because I've encountered deaf people that only whisper. I've encountered people that can't really hear that well, that have a very, very, very soft tone voice. If I was like, hey, every day, I'd be like, you would not marry me.
All right, last one. Your future self comes back to warn you about a fashion trend you picked up. What is it?
Bell bottoms?
You wore bell bottoms?
Like the bag pant. I used to love those. I have a pair now. I just don't wear them anymore. Probably that one. But I love a good flare.
I think mine would be like is it like ones that we've already went on worn? I would say that I had a crazy sock phase where I would only wear cool crazy socks. Like my senior year in not college, high school, I'd wore jeans every day, but I always wore really cool socks in there so they would stick out a little bit. So every day I had cool socks, and I'd always so maybe that is it. What? And then still this today, if you go to my dad's dress sock store, he has a bunch of cool crazy socks.
I've actually realized I've looked at
those are all mine.
Sock.
That I gave him. Oh, I guess I didn't give him. Maybe I did give it to him. I don't know. Okay, we're gonna end it on our challenges for the next podcast. I mean, the next podcast, if we do it in 4 days, it's not gonna be.
Oh, challenge starts now. Okay, what's my challenge?
I think I'm just gonna continue my running challenge, cause I feel like.
I need to continue my writing challenge.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna write for 4 more days every day.
Because in 4 days, if we do another podcast, we're gonna be starting a 3-month challenge. So maybe we need to just continue the challenges we're on right now.
That's what I'm gonna do.
And then we're gonna start a 4-month challenge, a 3-month challenge.
Bunch of different things in there.
But I think we should still do weekly challenges within this challenge where.
Oh yeah.
But the weekly ones could be less
intense.
It could be something as simple as going on a walk with Odin or something like that. Or
jumping in the
river. We went on a walk with Odin today around the lake.
And he lasted. It wasn't that hot outside, so he did great.
He did good. But I think that's it. I think this is a nice short podcast, probably 25 minutes. Like and subscribe. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.